Okay, we're gonna get started here. Sorry for the long pause. I was waiting for a little a lawnmower to go past here. You might hear some weed whacking going on. It is 80 degrees here in Pittsburgh today, so everybody's out and about and cutting their yards. So hopefully you won't hear this while I'm in lecture. If not, or if so, if it seems like it's going to be loud, I'll shut all my windows and doors. All right, welcome to week 3, live lecture 2. I am chugging along on all of your evaluations for week 2. I just finished up section 1 and part of section 2. So if you have not received feedback from week 2, don't worry, I will be getting to that this evening, as well as tomorrow. You should definitely have something by tomorrow. In the meantime, keep going on your projects. You guys, we met on Monday at this same time, and we went over your assignment 3, which is your full page ad design. So hopefully you guys are doing pretty good on that ad. Don't forget to apply the principles of design to your ads. Follow a grid structure. Make sure you're paying attention to hierarchy, proximity, contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity, all of those key fundamentals of the principles of design. You will be making up this brand. So you will be making up a logo for this brand. You can sell a product, a service. It's completely up to you as long as it aligns with your magazine and the target audience. If you missed Monday's lecture, definitely listen to the recording. I went through a step-by-step demo of how I would approach and complete the full page ad. All right, at this time, I was going to have it kind of open to you guys, see if you have any questions, extra feedback. As of now, I don't have anybody in the lecture, so we'll kind of wait and hold off on this. If you do have any questions, I do have a lot of you guys emailing me, which is great. Hopefully I'm answering all of your questions. A lot of the questions sometimes are coming to me. I noticed are questions that would be cleared up if you listened and watched the recordings of our lectures. Because I do, every time we meet up, I do a step-by-step demo of every project. We can talk over the discussion and the assessment as well. So please, 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 if you're not watching those lectures, review them before sending me any questions, just because a lot of the times, I notice that some of those questions definitely are clarified and answered in the lectures. All right, so today we're just checking in. We're going to look over your assessment 3, do a demo, and then open critique session if anybody is available. This could be a shorter lecture depending on what we go over today and how many people are in the lecture. All right, so as we covered on Monday, you are working on assignment 3. You're going to be creating a full page ad, print ad. And for assessment 3, basically what we're going to be doing is converting that full page ad into a web ad. This is a great habit to get into in regards to thinking ahead of other applications that your ad could be applied to. So it cannot, it's not just, stuck to a printed piece. It could be a web ad as well. It's also important to know how to convert an ad and things to be aware of. There's certain color modes that you have to pay attention to. There's definitely pixels to pay attention to as far as how many pixels per inch to change it to. So we'll definitely go over that here as we go into your assessment 3. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your assessment 3. So getting creative with social media. So I'll just kind of read through all of this. It's pretty simple, but let me know if you have any questions. Selecting the best advertising mediums can be challenging. There's so many options available, such as print, radio, television commercials, and the internet. Online advertising offers numerous opportunities for advertisers to connect with their target audience. To stand out and get noticed, you have to research and identify proper techniques to convert print media into web media. Engaging audiences at a more interactive level can be a highly effective way of drawing attention to the brand. Banner ads are a popular format used to sell products and services online to achieve brand attention. A banner ad is a form of digital advertising designed with the goal of sending a potential consumer to the advertiser's website. The exciting part of online advertising is that there are numerous possibilities. For example, a retailer that sells kitchen supplies has a new stainless steel mixing bowl that they want to market to two different target audiences. Instead of producing the same ad to each audience, the designer can create two unique ads and deliver them to two separate target markets. Perhaps one ad could be targeted towards stay-at-home moms who like quality, chef-grade kitchen supplies, and the second would target professional chefs. In this instance, despite the fact that the same product is being advertised, the two ads are completely different. Whether marketing a product, a service, or exclusive offer, effective banner ads are concise and make clear what they are promoting. Being concise includes using hierarchy in your text and images, as well as applying principles of design to create an ad that can be easily comprehended. Other ways to make the banner ad stand out include using clear visual images that enhance your message and are directly related to your product to attract viewers' attention. Use colors that type that are appropriate for the target audience. Give the viewer a next step to take, a call to action, or a CTA, is possibly the most important element in your banner ad. It is part of your advertising message which persuades a user to perform the desired action. For example, this might be very simple, such as start free trial. Keep it simple and mention one offer per ad. Try to keep things simple using a single headline, minimal copy, and a CTA button. Successful ads are short, sweet, and to the point. People are bombarded by advertising wherever you go, and a banner ad should provide as much information as possible without overwhelming the visitor. Researching to identify proper techniques to convert print media into web media will help you create truly awesome banner ads that get noticed, engage, and connect with your target audience. All right, so your prompt is you have created a full-page magazine advertisement, week 3 assignment link, targeting a specific audience of subscribers who are interested in the products and services offered by the advertiser. Interested in generating additional revenue for their business, the advertiser also would like you to design a simple and engaging web banner ad targeting a different audience to sell their product and services online. You are not designing the web banner ad to replace their website. Instead, you need to research and identify proper techniques to convert print media into web media. Keep in mind the user may not look at an ad for more than 2 to 3 seconds to make a meaningful impression. Your message must be conveyed with a few carefully chosen words. It makes or breaks the advertisement if the message you're trying to communicate isn't comprehended quickly. Trim your ad to include only text and imagery that make it clear to the viewer what product or service the ad is advertising. A simple banner will easily stand out on a cluttered background and will engage your audience at a more interactive level. For this assessment, you will redesign and convert the outside back cover advertisement, so week 3 assignment, to a web banner ad that encourages visitors to buy the products or services offered. Do not shrink the full page advertisement. We see that a lot, so don't do that. So your instructions for your assignment are research and identify proper techniques to convert print media into web media using the dimensions below. Hold on one second, guys. All right, sorry about that. I had to put my puppy in his crate. All right, so you're gonna be using the dimensions listed below. 300 pixels width by 600 pixels high, that's the half page. And then a 336 pixels by 280 pixels high, large rectangle. So apply the principles of design. So you're gonna have two ads. You're gonna have a half page and a large rectangle that are those dimensions. You're gonna apply the principles of design, required design elements, company logo, showcase the product, service, advertise in full page advertisement, call to action, text or button, and then one image that is directly related to your product and service. Export as a PDF, this is your submission requirements, and submit the PDF only. You're gonna have two PDFs because they're gonna be two different sizes. Then you're gonna name your ad as such. Go ahead and take a look at the sample ads here. I'm gonna open up these two ads. Hold on one second. Grab both of these so they're all ready to go. Now these two ads are the same size. So just kind of be mindful that you're gonna do two different ads of two different sizes. So this would be this more square size for the ad that you saw in last lecture, full page ad variation. And then this is the second one based on the second concept. So what you're going to be doing, let me go back to the instructions here. You're basically going to be doing, let's see here. You're going to be creating a full page. You're going to let me highlight this here for a second. Okay, I'm kind of interested in. Okay, so this is basically what you need to be paying attention to, which I noticed in the two ads I just showed you, they're not quite adhering to this. So just kind of keep this in mind. So interested in generating additional revenue for their business, the advertiser also would like to design a simple and engaging web banner ad targeting a different audience to sell their product and services online. So you should not be emulating the full page ad. You're going to be thinking about a different target audience. With that being said, let me go ahead and open up kind of where we left off in class on Monday. My demo here. So this was my demo that I did. And my target audience was basically probably just the average consumer, family person, that just kind of is looking for yoga classes that are more flexible, that could come to them, or they could go to, a different and unique spot near them. So maybe in my other ad, because this is supposed to target another different target audience, but the same brand, maybe it would be targeting yoga studios to kind of buy into either their business or a product that they have. So in that regards, let me go ahead and start looking at some yoga pictures here. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. So I'm going to just go ahead and look for yoga pictures. Okay, so maybe in regards to this specific ad, these ads, I'm going to, you know what might be really smart first is to look at our ad sizes that we need to do this in. So what I would do is maybe go back and look at the ad sizes. So 300 by 600 is one of the ad sizes. Now for this, you're gonna wanna open up Photoshop. We're gonna wanna do the ad conversion in Photoshop. So you're gonna go File, New, and we're gonna make sure that this says pixels on the right-hand side here. We're gonna type 300 by 600. And 72 pixels per inch is perfect, RGB is perfect, transparent is perfect, and click Create. So this is the ad specs, so this is how the ad should look like for the half page ad, 300 by 600. The next one is 336 by 280. So we're gonna do a File, New, 336 by 280. Same, pixels per inch, just, I have these two different tabs here. So this one's a little bit more square. So knowing that these are shaped in this way, it's easier to maybe find an image that would fit better in this space. So that's why I wanted to show you guys those two sizes. Now, you could always do a different size eventually in the future too. So, just kind of think about some of those things. All right, so now my ad was targeting just regular people who are interested in yoga, maybe, just kind of doing their own thing remotely. But maybe for this, particular ad, I'm going to focus maybe on either the mats or something or yoga bags. Let's see if there's a yoga bag. Something that would be yoga accessories. Maybe it's something that they would sell to people who, maybe yoga studios that would be interested in maybe using their services. So why don't we, actually this is kind of a cool looking ad here, cool picture. I'm going to download this one. And I'm going to go ahead and download the bigger one and do what they tell me here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hold on one second. All right, now it's asking me to do something else here. All right, now we got to download. So I'm going to download this image. This is a high-res image. I'm going to save this to my desktop. Okay, and I'm going to go into Photoshop, back into Photoshop. Share my Photoshop. And I would open this image up separately. So just go File, Open, because we need to change the size. And we need to change a couple other things. Okay, so this is the original image here. I'm going to double click on the layers to unlock it. I'm going to go File, Image, Size. And I'm going to take a look at this size because our ads aren't this big. Our ads are actually much smaller. So what I would suggest is, let me cancel this. If I go to canvas size after selecting my one ad, it's telling me this is by 4.5 by almost 5 by 4. This one, if I go File, Canvas Size, is 4 by almost 8.5. So as long as I have, I would say at least 6 by 8, 6 by 9, I'll be good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this original image, go File, Image, Size. And let me just type in 10. See how this decreased the size up here? Watch, let me do this again so you can see. It should be 72. Oops. Okay, so pay attention to the image size up here when I downsize this here. And I'll just do a resample and then type in 72. It goes from 7 megabytes to 2.2. So that'll be good, like memory-wise. 72 pixels per inch is perfect. This is a good size to choose because it'll be fit perfectly for what we need it to be in the 2 ads. Then I'm going to go File, Save As, and we're going to just save this as a JPEG, and then I'm just going to name this Yoga Final. So I know that that's the one that's converted. Click OK. Now with that being said, I can either go back into here and go File, Place, or just drag and drop. I'm just going to do File, Place, Embedded. And I'm going to choose the Yoga Final. There we go. Now you might need to, you know, do some final fittings here. There we go. Okay, that's the one. Oops. This one. Holding down the Shift key will make it not get all distorted. This looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, so that's I just placed that image into these two new new ads. Now, what I want you to do is just make sure that you're keeping it cohesive as far as the type that you use in here. You might say, you know, something, the headline will probably be different, but the typeface should be the same. So I'm going to go with my Conforta. This is what I used. Let's do bold, do centered, and then let me bring up my type box here. Make this bigger. And I'm probably going to say something different for this ad since it's targeting a different audience. Maybe for this ad, I'm kind of targeting yoga studios. So maybe you know, I want them to buy into our services. So how about something like, say in your headline, for instance, would be something like don't let anything get in the way of your yoga classes. Okay, something like that. Kind of running along that same theme, but saying it in a different way. I'm going to go ahead and put a drop shadow on this. One second. Excuse me. Let's see the size. I'm going to pull everything back a little bit, so it's just very subtle. Here we go. And I'm going to adjust this, but that's a good start. So don't let anything get in the way of your yoga classes. Your yoga. How about business instead of classes? Because we're targeting a different audience. We're targeting yoga studios now to kind of buy into this concept. Join our traveling yoga studio. I'm going to alt drag this. And it's to join our traveling yoga studio. Franchise. Make this a little smaller. Okay, and then let me see if I have, okay, I'm gonna pull her down just a little bit. And then I'm gonna do like a copy and paste of this top part up here. Put a mask on it. So I have more of her, more of the background up here. It's kind of a trick way to do that, where if you need more space, you can gain it. I want some space in between here. There we go, that's good. All right, and then the actual logo itself, because we did this in, and I'll show you here. Let me go back into InDesign here. We did this in InDesign. Let me ungroup this. We're going to go ahead and place this into a new document in InDesign. So we're just going to do a File, New, Document. And I'm just going to choose like a, let's see, 4x4, 6x6. Let's do 6x6. Or no, let's do 4x4. 4x4, something small. And I'm just going to go File, Place. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull this in. You can redo this in Photoshop. That might be the better way to go. The only thing I would need to do is maybe import this. So let me see what size this is here. Character, type, tables, character. So this is, hold on one second, guys. My characters, every time I touch my type character palette, it takes forever. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this because I could do this very easily in Photoshop here. Just going to delete it. Now this is a little different. This is the white circles that I did. Has the white outlines, which it looks blue, but they are white. I'm going to go ahead and export this out. And I'm going to export this out as, actually I'm going to go File. Let me see if I could save as, no, it's not going to be that. I'm going to do it as a print PDF for now. And I'm going to do a mark. I'm going to name this Mark. We're going to see how this goes in. Excuse me. Woo. So I just did the mark. If you just do a name for your company, it might be a little easier. Woo. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see how this places in. I'm just doing the mark itself. Oh, I hope this doesn't come in. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now I just need to shrink this down a little bit. Let me zoom in here. Now you might also want to put like a button in here that is more of a call to action. This is really hard to see, huh? Okay, what I might do is I might just recreate this using my ellipse tool. Welcome, welcome. I'm in the middle of showing you how to do this ad here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create this circle, and instead of, I'm going to choose none for my fill. So I'm just recreating this in Photoshop. I'm going to make it much smaller. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to show my layers here. See where it says ellipse? I'm just going to make a copy of this. So I'm going to go drag and drop. It's going to make a copy. And I'm going to go ahead and do another copy. Let's zoom in here. Now it's going to look pixelated because we're dealing with a lower res ad. So just kind of be mindful of that. Okay. I'm going to delete this mark because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to link these two. Just do a shift return, and then up on the very right corner, link. You can link them so that you can kind of move them together. Hello, hello. All right. Now I'm going to type out the name because I needed to do that. It was, what did I use? Yogi Travelers. That's what it was. YogiTravelers.com. Oops. Hold on, let me deselect this. All right, and then I'm going to change the size because it's just a little big for that area. And then I'm going to align this. So I'm going to take my type layer, and then with my 3 ellipse layers, and I'm going to kind of select all of these. And then I'm going to go up to window, and I'm going to choose let me see, properties might have my alignment that I want here. Oh wait, it's up here. Sorry guys. At the very top, there's the alignment tools up here. Although we need to flatten these 3. Let me flatten these 3 just so I don't have any weird alignment things go. Whoops. Flatten. Shapes. There we go. Now I can align this. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that either. I thought there was a way to flatten just my linked. Let me unlink these real quick. Let's see if maybe there's something I can do here. No, it's gonna go all the way. That's really weird. All right, let me link these again. For some reason I cannot flatten these. Let's see if I can align these. No, I can't. Okay. Interesting. For some reason I can't do that. All right, well, we're gonna snap to alignment then. And what that means, if I have my snap to, so view, snap to guides, all this is selected, it's gonna show you intuitively when you're aligning this, you know, kind of where the middle is. So that is a good thing. We can't do this where it's merging together. That's a good thing to do. All right, now if I choose to do it like this, it's gonna be a little hard to read the copy. So, you know, there's things around this. You're gonna have issues like this no matter what in things that you do. You can either darken the image up behind here. So for instance, you'll go to the background image And you'll put an adjustment layer on this. So go up to layer, new adjustment layer. And then what we can do is, actually, let's do this. Let's drag and drop a copy. So just drag and drop a copy. The top copy, what we're going to do is we're going to put like a darker gradient on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this gradient tool, and we can put a mask on this too if you want. And that way it's not doing it to the actual photo itself. Oops. All right. Let me see here. I'll flip these around. Okay, we need to change this up here. Okay. Why is this not showing? Is this because this is above this? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, it should still be showing. For some reason, it's not. Weird. Okay, let me trash this here real quick. I think it's because, see how there's like a little document over that image? I think we need to rasterize this image first. That way we can do things like what we're trying to do with this. Okay, so all I need to do to rasterize this is go to layer, rasterize smart object, because right now it's acting like a smart object. Okay. No, it's still not doing it. My mask isn't showing. Let me hide this real quick. No, still not doing it. Why would that not? Let me go switch this back. Everything else is normal. There's nothing over top. Now you could do it right over top too. You don't have to necessarily do a mask, and that will definitely do what we want. But the thing is, I don't want this to touch my image. That's why I'm doing it this way. I think is this why? Let me delete this first. Okay, now let me try this. Yeah, I don't know why this is doing this. Let me trash this. Okay. I'm going to put a new mask on it. Let me try this one because this has like a transparent, from black to transparent. See, now that should be showing. Let me hide this. Ah, okay. For some reason that's not, it's doing it to that one. Not showing, which is really weird because that's underneath that layer. Okay, let me delete this one, just the bottom copy one. And I'm gonna put a new layer underneath this, and I'm just gonna fill this with black. Just a whole color. There we go. That's the effect that I want. I think it was because I had duplicate images, but I thought I could get away with that with a, I'm sorry, with a mask here. Looks like I can't. All right, so basically what I did, I don't duplicate your image. Keep your image the same. Add a dark fill below it so that when you add a mask to your layer and you do your gradation, it's gonna be able to make it darker here. You're gonna still see the image. If it's too dark, you can always play around with the opacity here. Which would be the, let's see, it's still doing the whole thing here. Or you can actually play around with the gradient itself. There we go. You can pull this. Oh. There we go. So it's a nice way so that you'll be able to see the image still, but you have enough contrast to see, you know, what's most important, which is the logo. It's a little off there, so I had to change that. Okay, so don't let anything get in the way of your yoga business. Join the Traveling Yoga Studio franchise. Now, maybe this button, maybe this is a button, you know, or maybe you can add an offer somewhere in here. But I kind of want to keep this as very simple as possible. And again, this is the other target audience that you are supposed to change this ad to promote. So the first one that I showed you, the full print ad, was promoting to a target audience that were the actual people that were going to do the service, where they were going to, you know, be actual customers and go do a class. Now we're doing an opposite target audience for assessment 3, still the same brand, but I decided to gear this towards yoga studios instead of actual consumers. And then this kind of talks about joining the franchise, you know, maybe joining into where they could make business on making their yoga studio more versatile, so they can, you know, reach out to the people in their local areas. All right, when you're done, this is the one ad. I think this is the half page ad that you have size-wise. So this is the half page. You're going to do the large rectangle one as well. Let's go ahead and save this. File, save as. So we're going to name this large rectangle ad, web ad. And we're going to save this as a JPEG. Actually, save this as a Photoshop file first, so we can go back and change it if we need to. And then we're going to save as a PDF. Now, a PDF for me to view it, that's why. If you were to send this to a printer, or I'm sorry, a person that's going to put it in the actual digital magazine, put it as a web banner, you would save it as a JPEG or whatever they need you to save it as. Usually it's a JPEG. But because you're going to send it to me, go ahead and send it as a Photoshop PDF. And it's fine if it's high quality, because, you know, I'd rather see it in that way since it's a low res file anyway. All right, and then go back to your other size. This is the one that is listed as the large rectangle ad. Now what you can do is go back to this ad and go ahead and link some of these similar things that you're going to be putting in here. Let's see. It's not really one. So let's say I want to add everything except for the images to this ad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag over and drop right over top. Drag and drop. As long as I select them all, I'm good to go. And then reposition this. Oops. So obviously click off of it to deselect. You're going to change this up a little bit. So it's a little lower down here, maybe bigger. You can probably make that a little bigger. There we go. And then again, I can add a lower fill of black here. Go back up to my image, throw a mask on it, take my gradient tool, go ahead and make this a little darker so that pops a little bit. And make this a little bigger. What is this telling me? Oh, scale. Okay. All right. I could probably reset this a little bit so that I can get the headline a little bit larger. So let me see if I can do that. Don't let anything get in the way. See if I can break this a little differently too. As long as everything else is very similar in style, you can definitely make your headline bigger and break in a different way of your yoga business, something like that. Join right there. That might actually work. Make this just a little smaller here. See how it got a little bigger. It's broken up a little bit differently. Let's do like a 22, maybe a good in between here. All right, join the, then we can probably make that a little bit bigger. There we go. We can also maybe pull this down here if it works better as well. Kind of descend off there. Let's go back to this rectangle one. We could do the same thing here too if we wanted to. I kind of think it works a little bit better up here, so maybe I'll just save that. All right, so these two ads should look similar, but target a different audience than your print ad. And you should have two separate ads based on the specs given. Let me save this as my large rectangle web ad. And I'm going to save this as a Photoshop file first. That way, if I have any changes that I need to do, I can go back and it's not going to flatten my file. And then I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as a Photoshop PDF so that you guys can submit this for my review here. Any questions about that so far? All right, then my suggestion would be just go ahead and open up your PDFs just to make sure they look okay that you just downloaded. Go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get some stuff out of the way here first. All right, so I have my, let's see. Oops. Oh, you know what? I saved this as a different name here. Hold on one second. I was wondering why it's saved over that. I named these incorrectly here. Open up your PDFs, make sure you're viewing them, you know, at a higher percentage. 100% would be great, but since mine are a little bigger in size here, this is 66%. So this is the one variation, and again, this is targeting yoga studios. Here's the other one. So make sure that it's consistent, it looks similar. Obviously, the headline will change from your print ad. Now my print ad, let me show you what my print ad look like. And it's going to be a different target audience. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a different brand altogether, it's just a different target audience. So if you're, say, for instance, you're working on, let's see, kitchen, so you decided to do kitchen remodeling, like that one ad I was just showing you, you know, services, maybe for your other two ads, it would be a specific product, and that would be like cabinets or, you know, something that you would promote to, instead of an actual consumer, you would promote to a chef who works professionally in the field. So it'd be a little bit different when you're doing a different, you know, a concept for them. This is my full page print ad that has a different target audience. We're targeting consumers just kind of interested in joining the traveling yoga studio as just a consumer. And then these ads are targeting yoga studios to buy into their franchise so that they can offer that same flexibility and versatility into their own business. And then when you're done, you're going to submit these two PDFs for evaluation. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So you'll be doing two ads. These are the ratios. Make sure you're not just shrinking down your print ad. You want to make sure you're reading this very, very, very closely, because in here, the first few lines, it's telling you that you're just going to design, would like you to design a simple ad targeting, web banner ad targeting a different audience to sell their product and services online to. That's key. It should look consistent and cohesive with your other print ad, but just kind of communicating differently to a different target audience. Okay, so that'll be interesting to see what you guys come up with. I just wanted to show a few web ads that kind of go very, very versatile with each other, because this is kind of what we do as designers. This is how versatile your ad has to be, because you may be designing ads that are different sizes and different web banner ads on websites and even in print ads too. But a lot of these are the same advertisement, just showing it in different sizes. So you can see how cohesive it's staying, you know, type, imagery, call outs, it's, you know, nothing really is changing in all of these are very consistent and very cohesive. Same thing with these. Here's another example. So you really want to make sure that whatever images that you're using, whatever type that you're using, you know, like your hierarchy, it's going to be flexible enough to, you know, some of these ads are like from a normal square to a very thin rectangle, that they're going to be versatile enough to change into those sizes easier, be more flexible. Okay, I'm going to blow my nose here. Give me 1 second. All righty. Sorry, I was sneezing earlier. Now I'm getting all, I don't know if it's allergies or what. All right, so this is kind of where I'm ending it. Like I said, it's going to be a little short of a lecture if we don't really have anything to look at, but let me know if you want to share anything. If you have any questions, you need extra feedback, this is the time to do it. You're good to go. Okay. Any questions about the specific target audience that you're going to decide to choose for this? And that's, I guess that's the tricky part, but just thinking about the concepts. All right, awesome. All right, well, we'll just kind of wrap it up and let me know if you have any questions. I'll kind of keep it open here, so if you have any questions, you can come in. Other than that, go forward and start, you know, completing your week 3 work. And again, I know you kind of logged in a little late here. I kind of stated if I didn't get to your evaluations for week 2 yet, I'm going through it. I kind of completed the first section last night, so I'm going to go through section 2 and 3 today and tomorrow. And then I have a lot of late projects to get through as well. So you should be receiving something at least by tomorrow, if not tonight. So I'm chugging along. It's a lot of pages to go through, so it's just going to take me a little longer. I have a lot of students in each section too. And I want to give everybody very good quality feedback, so it just takes a little bit longer to get through everybody's. So stay patient with me, and we'll go through this together. Oh, great. Good, good, good. All right, well, have a great rest of your day and weekend. If I don't get to talk to you, I'll see you guys on the discussion boards. I think, honestly, have a great day. Thank you.